All right, here we go. Oh, it's talking to me. It's telling me recording is in progress.
Same here.
Oh, good. All right, Vanessa. I don't know how this is actually going to work. Close your eyes. Russ, describe it.
Oh, sexy model. Well manicured eyebrows.
I can't pick it. I can't pick
Guy's got,
anything.
if it's a, I'm going to describe it because it's here. He's got brown hair, like supermodel kind of hair, sexy dude, narrow chin, light facial hair for mustache.
Is this a man or a woman?
It's a man. I mean, there, I'd say blue eyes, but yeah.
All right, so Vanessa, you got that description, right?
Kind of.
Is this the guy?
Yeah.
No.
You pull up, hot dude. Yeah, I was just like,
He's just like a hot dude.
he's still laughing. I'm like, hey, that guy's hot too, but that dude had bigger hair.
All right, so we're here.
But I didn't know what we were gonna do. I wasn't. Okay.
We're on the Max Ord podcast. You guys just finished the first day of Competition Dynamics Team Steel Sparring. And you found out that one of your assault stages tomorrow, you don't know what the pictures look like. Obviously, it's not cheating, but it is cool that you guys have an idea of, like, one person is going to have to describe the target and the other person is going to have to locate that in their scope and fire around. And so you guys have been trying to practice that. So I just thought it'd be a fun little exercise to pull up two hot guys and see if you could identify them. So
I identified he was hot right off the bat.
He did it.
I like describe like you'd fuck him. I don't know. I might even fuck him. He was hot.
When he said it's a model, and I'm thinking like a hot chick. So
I should go with a dick, this one, but yeah.
I mean, I'm pretty sure I heard you say light facial hair. I don't know what hot chick has light facial hair.
I kind of zoned out because I'm like, there's.
I mean, there's plenty out there. I just don't know if they made it to model status.
Yeah. So anyways, it should be fun to hear about it tomorrow. I remember we did this drill a few years ago at the Sniper Adventure Challenge, and we got to the stage at like 2 o'clock in the morning, and I had to bribe Andy Reinhardt for his super high powered flashlight because we couldn't see the targets. And I think in the 5-minute time limit, we got 2 shots off, and I shot 2 of the wrong people because Fred just didn't describe them very well to me. So you definitely have to be super detailed about that, but it'll be fun to talk about tomorrow.
Yeah, we noticed you look, and there's a number that's associated with it, and then downrange at 300, you have to hit the number target that it's associated with. It's not a print person, so hopefully it's not windy because I like to miss 300-yard shots.
Perfect. All right, so we'll keep it quick. We're just going to talk about talk about your guys' gear, right? And then talk about the field stage and the assault stage. And then, you know, I was having a conversation with Vanessa, like, mistakes are going to happen. So after every stage, while you're walking to the next one, talk about what happened, what went wrong, how you can make it better, so that you're not waiting until the first day is over to fix any problems that you have, but you're progressively getting better. So I want to hear how that worked out for you guys. So let's start with the gear first. This is not your first time partnering together. You guys had done, I think this is your 3rd year together, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah. So Vanessa, you're using 223.
Yep.
And you're a gas gun.
Yeah.
And then Russ, you got a 6 Creedmoor bolt gun.
You're right.
So start with Russ's bolt gun. 6 Creedmoor. What's different about this setup from what you would take on a PRS match or a NRL Hunter match? Like, what side are you leaning on?
So compared to NRL Hunter, where you're trying to make the 16-pound weight with the carbon barrel, I wasn't overly worried about weight, even though you're hiking 3 miles a day, that it doesn't make a difference or whatnot. So I went with basically the same gun, but with the steel barrel and some internal weight. So it's probably at 20, 21 pounds. I put just one external out there to balance kind of the front end a little bit, but I didn't go the PRS 26-pound weight or whatever, 25. And that's it. And I used the Zero Compromise, the 4x20 scope instead of a 5x25, a little better field of view for out there trying to find targets, compared to one of the 5x25s I would have ran. But that's really the difference. I didn't run a gamer plate because now it's not so much the weight, it's just there's a fair amount of tripod of this, and I didn't want one more thing to take off. And as you know, I like to leave those places.
Yes.
So I figured I'd leave it in my room and save a couple $100 instead of that. But that's really the difference. The chassis is the Falcor one, same setup. Don't change anything beyond that. Had to take some weights off for the flight to make weight and then carry them separately, but same setup, just a little bit lighter than the PRS and heavier than the Hunter one.
So are you using the triple pull MBT bipods, or you still
Double
with
pull.
the traditional double pull?
No, double pull. Yeah, I don't have a triple,
Okay.
but the double pull.
All right. And then Vinessa, the gas gun is Falcor Defense Caitlin, right?
Yep.
I know that you've had people reach out to you. Is it reliable? Is it shooting well? I mean, it's my rifle, and I wouldn't use anything trash, but I do like to trash my things. So is it still holding up to the test of time?
It is holding up. I took the bolt out last night before day one and greased it up to make sure everything was moving around nice and smooth. And I did that again, but I didn't clean. I didn't mess with anything because I didn't want to clean something that you haven't cleaned for years and mess something up. So
Whoa.
Introduce
you
something like
leaving shit dirty, so I left it dirty because it's worked for you, and I just added a little bit of grease, and it's running well.
You know, I feel like it's one of those life lessons I learned back when I was 18. I bought this shitty ass Chevy S10. It was like a 1988, and it had a little 4-cylinder motor in it, and I spent like $600 on it, which at the time was like, that's a lot of money. But everybody told me, like, don't fuck with a good thing. It's running right now. And I'm like, okay, yeah, whatever. So as soon as I got it, I want to put like new spark plugs, new spark plug wires. I want to put a little bit of diesel fuel in there and like really blow all the dirt out. Like the mechanic told me that would be a good idea. So I cleaned all that shit out, and the truck actually ran worse after cleaning it really well. It was just so used to running the way that it was. So I agree with you. Just leave it alone. So you had your ammo made by Amar.
Right.
So I know this is not like, he is coming out with his own ammo. He's not going to do this for like every customer. He's still in the testing phases and stuff, but you got the opportunity to meet up with him at the range, try some different lots of ammo and see how it's shooting.
Yeah.
What were your SDs out of the ammo that you guys ended up going with?
2680. 2680, is that my final?
oh,
That's your
speed
muzzle velocity.
aviation
Um,
or extreme spreads.
yeah. I'm trying to remember.
I want to say, I think I remember it around 9 or 10.
I was gonna say I took a picture of it, but I don't remember what your memory is better than mine is.
Shooting good though?
Yeah.
No, we shot out to just under 9 today on the west. Luckily, there wasn't a 1500 or whatnot, but she had no elevation changes. Any misses were wind.
Left, right.
But consistent follow up. She had probably her best shooting day, I think, yet. Like she had maybe missed 1 out of 4 targets or out of 3 targets a couple times today. Just like impact. It's like, what?
Damn, I'm not even ready.
Yeah,
Okay.
no, and the 880s or whatever, we both got beat on some wind, but
Yeah.
she hit 2 fairly quick. She actually hit a 3rd, but we're not going to talk about that. Kind of whatever.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a small bullet, and shooting past 800, We were, so when we saw that, like, I was right around the target, like it was a wind issue and we knew it hit.
I would say she went 3 for 3.
Yeah.
And I mean, actually, it's probably six, seven shots, but she hit all 3.
Anything, and I was at that point, I wasn't going to change magazines. I'm like, I've just gone through 20 rounds. I'm not going to keep shooting because even when I'm hitting it, he's not calling it. So.
Okay. So for the people who don't know, for this team match, the bolt gun shooter can only shoot 1 round per target. So every stage is going to be 6 rounds, and the gas gunner is unlimited. And that's typically the gas gunner has to shoot first, and they only have to shoot at 3 targets. They don't even have to hit 3 targets. So we had talked about how much ammo you think I should carry today. I know how much Russ has to carry, but the gas gunner is kind of like a big question. How much ammo did you shoot today?
20, 30, 40, 80, maybe 8. I have to double check what I had left.
Well, I shot
the
assault stage too.
Well, that was a completely different magazine. I don't think I went through 5 whole magazines because I would get, when I finished a stage, if I took 3 shots and hit 3, I left that magazine in. If I went through a bunch of rounds, I would switch out magazines at the next stage and just start a whole new mag.
So less than
8,
like less than 8.
I had 6 mags and
that's pretty good. If you think about it, that's like 10 rounds per stage. It's pretty solid.
It averaged out, yeah.
So how many tripods you guys take with you?
2.
So let me go back here. The 2 tripods, I know Vinessa took your lightweight, really right stuff. What did you bring?
I took the 2-section QDT 2 vets, the taller. Yep. I feel it's more, actually not I feel, it's more stable for high kneeling and standing shots just because of thicker legs or whatnot. And yeah, so I figured, hey, we'd have one. The mindset was like the really right stuff one. If all the legs are in, you can shoot seated. You can shoot single kneeling, where the QDT you can't. It's either going to be double kneeling or you got to pull a leg out sideways. But I figured there are some far shots on this where it's standing, and I kind of wanted that to shoot off of, and we used the other one as backup. Or even, which we didn't do today, didn't really need it. I was going to get to the point if there's some long tripod stages, which there are, I was going to pull in that as tripod rear.
Okay.
Tripod, because I was practicing the other day just to confirm at your place, and it's different. I mean, it's close to prone again versus just standing tripod, which is not quite prone.
Yeah.
On the wobble.
So the question that Vinessa had this morning, and we'll have to bring this up another day because I was asking her as she was like, I don't know what me and Russ's plan is. And I'm like, didn't you guys just fucking train together? The fuck did you guys do out there?
Same time, it was kind of like, what is you see what other people do, but I asked you, what do you and Nick both go up with 2 tripods standing? Because my thought was like, if we go up with one of us standing, one of us kneeling, we'll have 2 tripods kind of set up depending on how we're going to shoot. Is that a good idea or not? But asking you what you guys do is not normal. So
I mean, we did talk. We talked the whole drive, the drive.
I figured we have time. Like, how are we going to walk up to a stage? Like, let's just start with that.
Well, that's where I want to get to is what ended up being the best process for you guys. Because I mean, when me and Nick were a team, I would just, hey, do you see that target over there naked eye? And he'd be like, yeah. I'd be like, all right, you just start wailing at that one. And then I'd point out other targets, and he would never look for a target. We didn't need to. But obviously, with Vinessa's vision.
No, with
our vision.
Your vision is special. Like, nobody, rare people, rarely anybody's walking up to a stage and see all those targets naked eye. Like,
yeah, you see maybe 3, 4 stages, a couple of targets, maybe. Yeah. But no, the plan was, hey, we're going to go up. You go to the right. I'd have her go to the right to me because I didn't want to get pelted by brass, basically, just to be honest. Like, hey, you go to the right to me. I'll split the left. I'll take the left. You start looking at the right. And instead of in previous years of kind of walking each other on, it was like, or actually walking her on, we went for, hey, as soon as we find 2, you start shooting. Yeah. Before we try to find all 3 or whatever.
We both kind of started looking at the same time.
Yeah.
He found something first. He's like, get in my binos and look.
Yeah. If I found all 3, just move your head over here, there.
I'm like, I get up, see if I can find my reference points and go like, okay, I got him.
And then I'd go range actually, I would range hers. I did it once. I started looking for the other ones. I'm like, wait a minute, I need my dope by ranging, right? Or at least the distance. So I'd range those 3 while she was shooting, and I'd find the other 3. And then if there was time, I think it happened maybe 2, 3 times, maybe only twice. I'd get down to my rifle next to her too, to get an actual correction instead of a bino one, and then just kind of shuffle to the side. If it was a prone stage or if it was a possible sport, if it allowed the room to do that. Mm-hmm. Instead, hey, I'm on the gun, so it's a lot easier just to pivot and shoot versus, take something, go from standing down and then get set up. It was just, we were more efficient, a lot more efficient. But yeah, if I saw all 3 instead of her looking through the binos, she'd tilt over, look at those, range them, or she'd get down and I'd start giving her the dope. That's what I was like,
just bring me the distance, because I had the dopes on me. I was just give me that much.
Yeah.
So did you do holdovers like we discussed? No?
You know what?
Kind of negates the whole point of the Tremor 3 reticle.
I know, but you know what? This is probably not the place to practice that, because I haven't been shooting with holding over. So
poor Russ has to go and do all the math in his head.
Oh, he didn't.
So this is what we did. And I was just like, did you just get a trip? I'm like, yeah. I was like, there's so many dots. That means I got to hold everything.
Even he didn't want me shooting.
And I was just, for the same reason. I'm like, we need to put some time in before you mount the scope up, confirm, and then, hey, I don't know what dot it is. There's there's too many fucking dots. So what the deal is, though, her gun's 3.5 miles an hour, right around there. It's 3 above 500 and, 3.5 below it. And I'm 6, I'm 7 up until like 700. And so I just cut her wind call in half. So it worked out well. Like for that.
It worked.
So what we did different is like, she would give me what her win was. What did I hit with 1.2. That's no different to me. That's no different than Tremor. Like if ours for her and me, because it's just half. Like if I had a 7 mile an hour gun and she had a 3, now it's 80% of this angle, but it was fucking half. Like she hit at 2.1, I went to a mil and fucking hit, so that worked there. Once again, if it was, some crazy difference of 4 and a 7, then you're like, oh, okay, then you're not as accurate. But our numbers, it's just cut in half. So it worked well. Yeah. We did it every stage.
Okay.
There wasn't a whole lot. I think maybe once we were done, I was like, hey, what'd you hold for that? That was one, it is.
So what we did this time, or what at least I did, because I'm not good at communicating in life. And and so I would yell out my wind hold as I was shooting, because what happens is I have so much running on through my mind. When I'm done, I'm like, I don't remember. But if I say it while I'm shooting, that's when he would take it. So that's the first time we actually were better and smarter about doing it.
And I'd write it down if I needed to. I'd be like, hey, I'm gonna write down 1.2. And I'd write that and I'd cut the wind call down for the target she was on. And for me, that was plenty. Like, as long as I knew what her wind call was for the 3, 4, because it was kind of stackable wind calls today, except for the first stage where you had something kind of hidden a little bit. It was basically, hey, it was good. If she had the 400 and there was a 5 and 6, I would do half, to get there. But it worked because it was.
You didn't want to trust me a couple times, but I was like, he's like, what'd you hold? I'm like, mils. He's like, 2 mils. Like,
yeah, and that was it. She's like, I go, what'd you hold? 2. I was like, 0.2. She's like 2. I'm like, okay, yeah, but all day long, it fucking worked. I had a couple where like the wind died down, I'd miss off the strong side or whatnot, but no, it worked. Okay. But yeah, I was under the mindset of, hey, you haven't fucked with that. When's the last time we've held over for 3 days straight? What dot? I'm like, you know what? This one worked just because I can cut it in half, and it fucking worked out. Like I said, almost 900. But that was that was different for us because it saved some time. The getting her shooting before, like we used to wait to get 3 targets. Okay, then go, or then I tried walk her onto one. And there wasn't a whole lot of walking today. You either got them.
I think we usually, for the most part, found all 3 by the time I was going to shoot.
But then we walked up to one stage, and she's like, "Oh, I got 3." I was like, "Oh, cool," because I didn't. Like she said, "I have 3 close ones." I don't have anything fucking close, but I had the 3 far ones. So she was getting ready on that. And then I see, oh, right here's a close one, and I ranged the next 3, and I think we cleaned that one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that was one.
Shit, got clean.
Yeah, so that one.
Okay.
It just couple. We could have had a couple more too. Like we dropped.
Could have had that one right there. That last one.
Yeah, you want to talk about mistakes? I don't know if she told you. We were on stage 3, so we cleaned the first stage. It was somewhat easy. Should clean it. Not so good on the next. I was dancing on both sides. I think you got 2 and I got 2 or something on that one. The next one, she goes down and like hits the first 3 shots. I'm like, fuck yeah. And he had the RO, it was a guest RO. He's like,
it was Zach.
Yeah, he's like,
no, Mike, it was Mike.
It was Mike. He's like, you got all 6, right? Fuck yeah, I do.
Well, and
I was just answering questions. Like, you asked me a question.
I got my 3.
Yeah, she's like, I got my 3.
He's got to look for that. And I figured he was looking for 3 more while I was shooting.
No, I was not.
3 shots. He goes down and then he gets up to move. I'm like, what about
where are you going? Yeah, what about the other 3? I was like, fuck. Literally, I was like, fuck. Because I normally, you've got I didn't use it all day long, but I either have a clipboard, I write notes, or my, arm board. And I normally every other year it'd be like 2x3, 1x6, whatever. Not this one. I was like 3. Where do I go? Like, oh shit.
You stay there.
So there happened to be like 1 target.
I was like, let me get
on the same top of the cliff, like because I was shooting off a tripod. So there was like 1 you can see 30 seconds left, and I think I missed it. I think I missed that one. And then I couldn't see the other ones. You get up to range. We ended up timing out anyways. But I was like, yeah, definitely can't shoot at 6 targets if you only found 3. And like I said, she happened to find one. Go back up to that one, go left. I'm like, okay. Just guessing on the distance because we were getting down to like, hey, at 25. It looks like it's the same distance as the other one. I looked a little farther. I think I added 0.2, but I missed it with the wind. I was too aggressive on the wind. And then I was like, I just fucking did that. I literally said, fuck you. Like, and he asked the question. And I was just like, yeah. I don't know what he asked, but I still said yes.
Said you found all 6?
Fuck yeah, I did.
I'm like, I don't care.
Yeah, she's like, I got my 3. I'm doing my job.
Russ knows what he's doing.
Yeah. So she got the 3 hits, and I got 2 on that stage. I was like, yes, that's not the way it's supposed to go, but yes.
Vanessa's over here like, I did my job.
Yeah, I found mine.
Well, I thought
she was eating a sandwich. I'm over there looking for more targets.
I jumped on his binos to help. Like, let me look for the other 3 while you stay on your gun where you're supposed to be. But I can't read his rangefinders. I hit the button because I found the one along the ridge. I'm like, I don't know what this all says. There's a lot of information on this, and I don't know how to help you with these.
Yeah, I mean,
and mine were taken off, so that didn't help.
Yeah, so
I wasn't prepared to help. I thought
that was
he had it.
Yeah, I did not pull my weight that one, and that
So with the wind, I had looked up on the Windy app what the wind was supposed to be doing that day in that area. Was it going left to right?
Mostly left to right all day.
Not
Is
6.
it not
6 miles
was not
an
6.
hour.
Got up to about 12.
Okay.
But mostly left to right. We had a couple kind of into the wind where it would be, quarter value or something, but mostly it was full value or 3/4 value left to right.
Okay.
And then you get to where like the canyon ends and it gets a little on and off. So we had a lot of that. It was stuttered. Like literally I'd be like, oh, held a mill is off 0.2, measure, that'd be 0.2 the other side. I did it like for 4 of the 6 targets or not 4 of the 6. Is it 2x3 at all? It is 850 or whatever, the base of the canyon. I missed off of the strong side, the weak side, the strong side, the weak side, like 4 shots. And I think I hit 2 and you hit 2. Well, you hit 3 except. So newsflash for any new people, if you're ever RO in a match or whatnot, somebody shooting a 223, I highly recommend, if you've got two people that have glass, for two people to look at the targets instead of one, especially if you're new.
I feel like every match that we have gone to, you always hear the match director say, the benefit of the doubt goes to the shooter. But I ain't never seen the benefit go to the fucking shooter.
So he didn't, he's like, I gave you that one. I'm like, you should have given
We were
me
like, most
3.
like, bitch, please. It hit the target, like literally. And the guy was nice, newer, all first time.
But only one
all
of them was
that
watching.
stuff.
The other guy was just kind of standing there.
Not even on glass,
Yeah.
like all
Yeah.
day. Kind of like, well, he was like, well, I didn't see the target move. I'm like, she's shooting a bullet this big at 850 yards. But what I did say is like, did you see the splash? Because all her misses, you can see.
Every single miss.
You can, yeah. I'm like, oh, I didn't see the target move. I'm like, well, maybe if your buddy would help you. It is what it is. It's just one more point.
It's hard to see those
There's
distances.
always a trade-off though, right? I mean, there's always a trade-off.
Yeah.
You know, like you look at 1 year, I forget who my partner was. I think it might've been Clint Walker or something like that, but I was shooting a 6.5 or 6 Creedmoor, something like that. Big gas gun. And you can reach out to those farther targets. You have enough power and energy to move the target, but then where do you start to suffer? In the assault stages, right? So then you make the transition to 223, and now you struggle with distance and power, but you're faster on these assault stages. And that's kind of where this match just kind of wraps everything together and makes it so you can't just be awesome at one side, right?
Right.
So yeah, it's always a struggle, but
we've had like impact. I'm like, I didn't hit that fucking target. I'm like, all right. I mean, it didn't happen today, but that's happened. So I mean, in the life, I'm just saying more like as people get experienced. Like if you go to a PRS match, somebody shooting a 223, how many people get on glass? Like everybody that's watching, right? It's like if it's a long stage. So I'm like, I was just more like, if you have two spotters,
I don't like
two sets of binos, hey, help a brother out. Especially if it's a 6 target stage, which that one wasn't, but it's like help each other out a little bit. But yeah, so I did the stupid. I missed 2 other shots inside 300. One just the wind kind of, and another one wasn't great. So I had 2, easily could have been 2 more shots, and then but whatever. And then big. I
was like, are we gonna go there?
Oh, I'll go there. I mean, it's all learning. So Hornady 108 ELDs, right? You know what color box they come in?
Sounds like they come in the same color box as your pistol ammo.
Yes. So somebody has been talking. Yes. So the white and red box.
I texted him first. I was like, do you have Jimmy's phone number? Because
the white. Hold on. I feel like I got to walk over to my.
It's understandable because.
So yeah, when you're loading, I don't have it in here. But hey, this will work close enough. Listen to here. So this is not the actual box, but imagine real quick, red and white, same size box, not this one, an actual one of these. I stuff, 2 magazines and 2 boxes of ammo. Because that gets you, what's that get you? 60 rounds, 48, 48 heated, something goes bad. Shoot the 3rd stage?
I know, it was like
second stage. Reload the mags. I'm like, okay, literally start looking in my backpack.
I think I brought a box of pistol ammo. I'm like, on top of everything
No,
else?
instead of. So yeah, I had whatever. I was a box shy. So I would have had just whatever. Not enough. I think I had not enough. So I'm like, you know me, I'm fat and out of shape. So we're at 2 on West. I'm like, I might have to go for a jog. She's like, I don't think you live. She didn't have to say that, but she's like, he's gonna fucking die today, kind of deal. I go, wait a minute, let's be honest. I'm probably gonna time out at some point.
At some point, I'm not gonna give him enough time.
Yeah, at some point. So that happened like once or twice. So I'm stripping mags after each. Okay, I've got, and then there's no boxes of ammo. That's even best. You're like, now I'm down to my 2 magazines.
Every stage he's asking, how many stages do we have left?
So
How many's counting?
I'm like, oh shit. So at one point I was 4 rounds shy, or no, 6.
No, not that many. I don't know.
I think 6 at the second stage. I was like, oh fuck, the last stage is good. Oh yeah, all but the last. So I think I was 6 shy. So because he timed out or whatnot a couple of times, wasn't. And then I had a miss that I was like at 200. I'm like, well, fuck, if I was gonna miss, give me that bullet back so I can use it on the next day. So I'm like, if anything goes to shit, we're basically fucked. Can't have a bad round or whatnot. So I had 5 rounds going into the last stage. I'm like, yep. So I told, Vess, I'm like, I'm gonna need your gun. Like, hey, I'm like, if somebody says something, I doubt they will. I can only take 1 shot with it, is the way I was looking at it.
He's going from a 6.
Yeah, I'm taking a rifle off the tripod, putting hers on, load a mag, and do all that.
Getting the benefit by shooting my gun.
Yeah, but that was it. I needed 1 round from her rifle to hit the last target on the last stage.
That's insane.
Or bingo on fuel or whatever, as they'd say. I was just like, oh fuck, that's the wrong box. Because it was the same size box as rifle ammo. It was like the different packaging. And I was like, ooh, fuck. So yeah, a couple stupids. That was my stupid, was that. And then definitely, yeah, there's 6 targets. I don't care about 6. Fuck.
So we got about 5.5 minutes left. Tell me about the assault stage. There was 2 of them today, right?
There's 2, but you only shoot 1.
Okay.
The first shooter teams 1 through 30 shot 1, and the other one that.
Tomorrow we'll shoot the other.
Yeah, so this one was, you had the dummy pistol shots,
dummy
65 yards. If you miss, you run up, I don't know, 10 yards, do it again. If you miss again, do all that stuff. So, we went for the gamer kind of deal, which is just miss the first shot, pick up the dummy and run, 15 yards forward. We talked about it, like, do we want to do it? And like, yeah, fuck it.
I said, yeah, let's
do it, which is good because we missed every fucking other target. So we got up to about 25. I think the closest one was the last line was.
I'm all, did you still mean to miss those?
Yeah. I'm like, yeah, we'll just miss the first one. We go to the second one. I'm like, oh, fuck, missed that. Go to the third, fuck, missed that. But part of it, now you're running and you're slung up, right? So I have my rifle, the buttstock's under my chin. So I go out here, I'm like, pushing the shit down to get to the sights, like, fuck. So it wasn't great. And then we got up to the 20, I feel it was like the 20 or 25 yard line. And each person has to hit all 6 targets. We did that. And then from there, you just basically turn sideways, and at about 200 yards out through a ravine thing, there was 4 targets hanging
low to the ground, like
low to the ground,
too low to go prone.
You can't go prone. Even I think we started, your partner's your only support, so you got to stand there, which I've not done before. Face Vinessa while she's shooting, which I don't want to do again. Scary, fucking scary. And then the time you're breathing and all that stuff. So she's standing doing the same thing. And she got a couple impacts, but it was kind of like, I'm breathing hard, she's breathing hard because we just ran all that time.
I couldn't get steady either. It was like I'm on a shoulder, like I'm trying to hold it down, but I could not. I just was not.
So we tried to go to like we're kneeling or whatever. We're both kneeling and still
there's so much movement. I'm taking shots and shots, and he's like cringing. I'm like, I'm so sorry.
Oh, that muzzle break, like not so much. The first one, it feels like a little slap, and then it's like a slap with sandpaper. And how many shots you take?
20.
So I had 20. So the first 8 or 10, you're like, okay, it's just kind of uncomfortable. Then you get like shot 11 and 12, you're like, I'm not gonna lie, that kind of fucking hurts. Like I'm thinking there's a hole blown through my shirt because it's a short ass, what is it, 16-inch barrel or something? Yeah. 14, yeah. So it's like right there, and I'm leaning forward. I'm like, that's fucking skin. There is that. That's skin. This is bullshit.
Finally was like, can I just stop trying to shoot these? Because I'm not hitting. And they're like, if you want, I'm like, yeah, I want.
So we flipped around for me to shoot off of her shoulder. As soon as I put my gun on her shoulder, I'm like, oh, it's gonna be all cocked because she's, got normal shoulders. And we timed out after that. So I didn't get an opportunity.
I did not have to take
but we both did bring 200 pistol rounds to shoot about 15 rounds today. And there's no pistol tomorrow. So we got
no.
But it was fun. We did better than other people though. There was people that she got 2 impacts. There were people that didn't get any. There's a couple guys that got clean and stuff, but we saw there was not a lot of impacts.
I felt better after watching some other like good shooters like missing, and I'm like, okay.
Yeah,
it's 200 yards. I'm like, how are they missing?
You're like, that's how they're missing. But I would think we're probably for that. We'd probably be in the middle pack, or maybe the bottom 40, somewhere around there. It wasn't one of those like you walk out like, fuck, can't believe we didn't do that. It was more like, oh, I just saw a bunch of other people do the same shit.
Yeah.
So I didn't feel really bad about it.
Well, tomorrow. Yeah, true.
I've been practicing.
Tomorrow, it sounds like you guys are going to tear it up before Sunday, the wind comes.
Yeah, Sunday wind and the rain. So right now it's looking like 17 to 18 from like 7:30 in the morning till the rest of the day, and 60% chance of rain for Sunday. Tomorrow looks similar to today. It says 7, but it said 7 today and the wind was blowing 12. So I would figure we're going to have 7 to 12. It's going to start out at like 55, 60 degrees and end up 70-ish, which today was nice. Like the walk back up the hill, it wasn't a death march or anything like that. The weather was really nice.
All right. Well, we're going to have to do this again tomorrow. Catch up with you guys, see how day 2 went, how the assault stage went. And I'm going to let you guys get some sleep.
Thank you. I got Advil PM. I'm going to take this whole
Call him in the morning to make sure he's up.
All right, guys. It was good talking to you. Good shooting today. And I will catch up with you tomorrow.
All right. Night.